Welcome to this training video on uSee. In the session today, we are going to look at workgroup discovery and network settings. I'm already logged in as administrator. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the network settings. I select configuration from the left-hand side of the home page, and then I select the item network. This is where we perform the network IP configurations for the uSee product. uSee has two Ethernet adapters. One is used for connection to the lighting router system, and the other is used as a computer connection. There is a third method of connecting to the web browser, and that is by using a wireless connection. And in fact today I am using a wireless connection. The lighting router connection needs to have compatible IP settings in order for it to see the work group of interest. In the example here, you can see the IP address assigned is 10.254.1.254. Importantly, this is combined with a subnet mask 255.0.0.0. This means that the uSee product will be able to find any lighting router workgroup which starts with a 10 dot number. Once you've changed these settings, you can press update. It should be noted that having made changes to IP settings, these can take some while to take effect. In the case of the computer connection, we have chosen to use something called DHCP. In this instance, a DHCP server running somewhere on the network automatically assigns the uSee product an IP address, subnet net mask, gateway and DNS settings for this particular port. Having correctly set the lighting router connection and computer connection settings, we should now be able to see work groups that are available on the network. If we click on the workgroups item, it takes us to the workgroup settings page. On this page, we have the ability to choose the workgroup we wish to work with. You'll notice that there's a drop-down list, which I'm pointing at now. And in this list will be available every work group that uSee can see on its network connection. At the moment we have selected a network called PB Desk. I'm not going to change that. Having selected the work group we wish to work with, we can perform one of two actions. We can either perform a complete discovery or we can perform a minimal discovery. It is intended that a complete discovery is only performed once when you have first selected the work group. Let's go ahead and perform a complete discovery on the system called PB Desk. First thing that happens is I get a prompt up asking me if I'm really sure that I want to perform this discovery. There's a warning here that tells me that any recorded information such as power consumption values, maintenance settings, alarms and alternate names that I may have assigned to group scenes and channels will be lost. Let's go ahead and do this anyway. You can see we are told that we're waiting now for the discovery to begin, and then we're automatically returned to our home page, you'll see that under the workgroup status, PB Desk is no longer showing as green but is greyed out, and it is showing us the discovery progress. Depending on the size of the system, this can take some time. The system we've connected to today is not that large, so this will probably take approximately a minute and a half. You can see at the moment we're already up to 70% completion of our discovery, and it won't take much longer now to finish the discovery off. We're now at 79%, 94%, almost done, and there we are, complete. And you can see that the indicator has now gone green, associated with PB Desk, and we are now connected to and have discovered all of the various groups, channels and scenes associated with PB Desk. If you remember, the other option we had was to perform a minimal discovery. The major difference here between complete and minimal discovery is that the minimal discovery will not destroy historical data. We will retain our energy monitoring data, our alternate name data, and any settings data that we have applied to groups. One last item to note on this page is that you have the ability to give a work group a site name. This is used when emailing reports. So let's just do that. So we'll set the site name here. And we'll call this Canary Wharf. Just update that. Now when we generate any report or email a report, it will include the site name that we've set. That concludes this session on looking at how we configure uSee to be able to see work groups and how we discover work groups. Thank you very much for watching.